Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 68 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where I've spent a little time off camera making some really nice crystals here. So I've got a Purity 2, Shape 3, Ritual Effect 3, Purity 2, or Focus Mineralis 2, so a perfect Ritual Effect focus for Mineralis. And then I've got a Purity 2, Shape 3, Collection Rate 3, Focus Mineralis, which is the most perfect collection crystal that you could get for Mineralis, because today we're going to be playing with the Mineralis Ritual. Hopefully that's the right ritual. I know last time I did this I almost bumped into the wrong ritual, but Mineralis is a ritual whose ritual effect is the light of this constellation transmutes ordinary stone into valuable minerals in a wide area. Now, I have not tested this, so I'm not 100% sure if it's going to cover all the mods resources or how that's going to work, but I'm hopeful that we're going to get things like uranium and stuff, and it's not limited to vanilla ores. It shouldn't be. In previous versions it wasn't, but you never know. It's 1.16, wonky things can happen. So we don't know what's going to happen, so we're going to find out together playing with this ritual. Now, it's going to cover a relatively large area of effect, and we'll figure that out similar to the way we did with the mob stuff, right? So we're going to set up a ritual thing, and then we're going to basically... I've done this once before, and it worked out really well. So I want to try it now that we're on 1.16 and see if it's still really stupidly, ridiculously OP, because it was before. So what we do is just play stone, and it turns into ores, and that's it. Magic. Because it's a magic mod. See how that works? Yeah, perfect. Makes perfect sense. So let's do a few things, right? So I got my crystals, which are great. Wanted to show you guys that the crystals have been gotten. I had to grow a little bit. I needed more purity. Purity is a tough one because you only get purity 2 as a max. So purity is a tough one to farm, but at the end of the day, you wind up being able to pull it off. So it ain't that big a deal. It's doable. Is doable. So let's get some marble. I'm going to get, a handful of each kind. I might want to expand a little bit some of the marble that we don't have a ton of. So, like, doing that might be a cool idea. Anything else we're a little bit low on? Maybe some more marble pillars. Not that we need a lot of them generally, right? And then we're also going to want the lenses. We've got 2 Purity 2 Shape 3s. We're probably going to want to make another one of these. So I'm probably going to, off camera, take care of making a couple more of them. I don't think we have a Shape 3, but I want the Purity, because I want the perfect lenses, I want the perfect all the things, right? Just like we had over here, and just like we have in our other ritual, right? So that's going to be important to us. Does this show me? It doesn't, actually. So I guess that's NBT data or something like that stored somewhere in the tile entity. I was curious if I would see that on the block data. See, I was growing another crystal here. This guy looks like he's full, by the way. How'd we do? More purity, I hope? Yes, more purity. That is great to see. I'm going to store him for later. And let's go do a thing. So what I'm thinking is, remember way up here? All the way up here. We had done this for our Ars Magica thingy. Not Ars Magica. Man and Artifice. Right? Maybe I don't want to be this high up. But what we could do... Let me get my building gadget. And a little bit of build to me action happening here. What I think I'll do is... I don't want to obstruct the light of any of these constellations. So let's make sure that whatever we do is not in a bad way, right? So here should be fine, right? But we're going to be way high up because I don't know the range of this ritual. And I don't want to be in a situation where the ritual is converting ores underground. Right? My goal here is to be far enough away from any naturally occurring stone so that the ritual only modifies the stone that I want it to. Now, in fairness, if I were to place this on the ground, yes, it would convert a bunch of stone underground in its area of effect, and then eventually all that stone would be converted to ores, and it would still only be converting the stone I feed it. But I just don't want a big mess of ores all underneath my world. Does that sound fair? I hope so, because that's, that's what's up. So now, horizontal wall. Let's give you a little bit less boop, and that should be cool. I like that. Nice. All right, so there's 2 things we're going to want to build here. Number 1, the ritual pedestal to convert the stone. Number 2, the starlight collection pedestal to collect lots of starlight so that this thing runs super fast. And then number 3, we will probably want to focus the constellation energy. So we need to check how much energy we get from this thing or the range, right? We need to check the range of it before we shrink it, and then again after we shrink it to know what area of effect we're talking about, so that we can, build this appropriately. Is that fair? Cool. All right, so step 1, Mineralis. We need to attune these crystals, and one of them has to become a collection crystal. So let's make sure that it's nighttime-ish. Hopefully Mineralis will be in the sky tonight. We can do the whole Mineralis in the sky thing, and that would be cool. Nothing there. That's fine. Yep. Yeah, we should be cool. We should be cool. I'm going to put away all my not related to astral things at the moment. You can go away along with you, and that looks cool, and you, and I don't think I need my linking tool. Well, I'm going to need my linking tool in a minute, so I might as well hang on to it. Drawer key can go away. Look at that. Nice, clean inventory. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so you're ready to go. You're over here. Let's get out our Mineralis constellation paper. Mineralis, where are you? I'm moving too fast. Mineralis. Gotta be in here somewhere. Literally the last one I check. I mean, it's always gonna be the last one you check, because why would you keep looking after you found it? But still, I checked all the other ones before. So, I'm just saying. It was definitely the last one I checked. Alright, you into my offhand. And let's get our astral relays here. So here, 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 here. Why does it feel like the center block is glowing? Should that be happening? Let's see. What's Mineralis look like? Constellations. Mineralis has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It does have 7 relay doohickeys. But why does it look like the relay is like right there? Is that a little bananas or what? Let's get some more relays. Do we have any in here? I don't see any there. Let me just double check in case there are potentially some inside my chest here. Yes, there are 2 astral relays. Sweet. I mean, can you place one of these on top of this thing? I can't imagine that that's a thing that happens, right? I don't know. Is Mineralis in the sky? That's a good question. So he kind of looks like, almost like an hourglassy type structure. Is it up there? I don't see it at the moment. So maybe we'll sleep through the night in a minute here. I'm just going to wait, because sometimes it comes out a little bit later at night. But let me wait until I actually physically see it in the sky before I decide if there's a problem with the fact that it looks like I'm supposed to put a relay where the center structure is. Right? And we'll figure that out in a minute. So, back in a minute-ish. And before somebody tells me it looks more like a number 8 than an hourglass. I don't want to hear it. Hooray, it's here! Oot! So it must be in the sky somewhere. So we're good. I didn't have to, there it is. Hey buddy, what's up? So yeah, no, it definitely has a center point, but we didn't have to place a relay for said center point. Now, where did I put my crystals? Did I leave them in here? I might have left them in here. Yeah, here's my 2 perfect crystals. Now that we're actually ready to do this thing. So you're gonna Mineralis it up. So focus Mineralis, collection 3, shape and purity, ritual effect 3, focus Mineralis. Cool. Alright, magnet. Gets me every time. In the past, you weren't allowed to pick up items once they started being a thing, but I guess that was changed so that, if you accidentally dropped something you didn't mean to, you could get it back. I mean, I guess you could have always broken the block, but still. Or maybe that's an accidental change. I don't know. It's Minecraft. So cool looking. One of these days I just need to go look at all the math involved in these particle effects, because I bet it's more complicated than we think. Or maybe less. I don't know. I'm not good at that kind of math. Alright, so there's tuned to Mineralis. Now for you. And that's the one we want to make sure we want to turn into a collector crystal, right? Don't accidentally turn the wrong crystal into a collector crystal, because then you will really hate yourself and regret everything that you've done, because it's going to be a bad time. So you off, you open, you in. Hooray! Even has particles on the outlines of the blocks. Like, so cool. Well, I know that like some of these things aren't hard, but still, they're neat looking. All right, and then your job will be tuned to Mineralis. We want you to turn into a fancy guy. So how about we get the collection rate one, not the ritual effect one, the collection rate one. I'm saying that more for me than for you. Okay. And your job will be corners is stardust, top and bottom is illumination powder. Corners is stardust, top and bottom is illumination powder. And that should be cool. Not ritual effect, yes, collection rate. Good. He's not even bound to my table at the moment because of the things I was doing over there, but I guess he's okay. Sweet. Collection rate 3. Focus Mineralis. Shape and purity. Nice. All right. Next step of this process. Let's get a decent crystal. Remember, the only thing we care about is, I want to say, size, purity, and shape for lenses, right? So lens amount comes from size, lens transfer is from purity, and lens shape is lens effect. So let's get our purity 2. I think I've got one of those. So let me put these 2 crystals away because I want to make another lens dude. And frankly, if I was being smart here, I wouldn't do what I'm about to do, but I'm probably going to do it anyway because you're like my only purity left. What I should really be doing here, is splitting this off and growing more purity crystals, but I don't want to right now. Purity 2, perfect. I'm not going to split him because I don't need to. Nice. All right, so let's sort all this. So focus below trio, shape, ritual range, shape, focus below trio, shape. Cool. So I actually want those shapes. So ritual range will go away, but the shape 3, purity 2, and then we're going to want a size 3, right? So let me just put these in here, and then we're going to want 1, 2, 3 sizes. I can, by the way, just leave it sitting in a pool of liquid starlight, and it will size up, and that's fine. But I'm not going to because I have so many size 3 crystals, I'd rather use them than not. All right, so I'll be back in a minute after I merge all this stuff together. All right, so let's see. Is that enough to make one of these guys now? Let's just validate this is our size 3, purity 2, shape 3, which will get me 7 of these crystal lenses, which is fancy times. Beautiful. All right, so now let's go up here and build. Okay, so ritual pedestal, ready to roll. Now let's also get, before we head back up there, this guy, the Domic Resonator, so we can check out the range of this thing, right? So without any starlight upgrading stuff, right, we want to know how big of an area this is going to cover. So if we pop... And here I thought I had my crystals on me, but I didn't because I'm a genius. But if we pop this guy in here, right? So you're going to want to go there, sir. Bing! So what's his area of effect look like? Boop. Pretty decent size, right? So in theory, any smooth stone we place inside this area of effect, or regular stone for that matter. I forgot smooth stone is its own thing now. But any stone we put in here should eventually turn into some kind of ore. Right? Now we're going to do the make this more concentrated thing, which will definitely speed this up. My understanding, obviously, is that this is how it's going to work, but I might be wrong. See what happens, right? So they should turn into ores at some point. Now remember, we have done literally nothing to speed this up. So the fact that it's slow, it should be no surprise. So our first question was, will non-modded ores get generated here? And clearly the answer is yes. Undergarden iron ore. Well, there you go. That's cool. I guess that's working. Well, I'm going to give it a little bit more time. It should, in theory, convert all this. And it shouldn't be doing any other work because it's not within range of any other things, right? So, yeah. So the area of effect is limited to this. But now what I need to do is start looking for the modification thing. So let's get that going, right? So what we want here is, for constellations, we want Ulteria. This is the one that increases power but shrinks normal size, right? So that's the one we want. Ulteria, 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 Ulteria. So Ulteria, that would be you, sir. Into the offhand you go. We can break these dudes. Yes. My magnet may be off at the moment. There we go. So you, and you. Oh, good, it's in the sky tonight. Beautiful. So let's go get our thing, and we will see how much larger of an area of effect this becomes, or smaller of an area of effect, but faster. Right? So now your Mineralis Ritual effect is maxed out, but you're about to be even more maxed out because you're going to get attuned to Ulteria. Sweet. Go, Ulteria, go. Oh, right, magnets. I literally just turned it on. Okay, good, it's still there. Cool. Good, good, good. Go, Ulteria, go! Woo! Hey, it wouldn't be a direwolf video if I didn't add some kind of sound effect to what I'm doing. Cool. So now you are trait of Ulteria. So if we bring this up here now, we should see a much smaller area of effect. Boop. Boop. That's definitely smaller, right? And then it should be 4 times faster. So look, we've already converted. I don't know if that iron ore was converted a minute ago, but it's already better, right? Oh yeah. We can already tell this is being faster, and we haven't even bumped up the crazy power speed yet, right? Like we're not even near our final form here. So let's get the collector component built. So a collector thingy is going to be, I always forget how these multi-blocks are formed. You know, I make them enough, so you'd think, but no. No. So it's a 3x3 of that stuff with a QB bit in the middle. So let's just do this, right? So a 3x3 of this with a QB bit in the middle. I think that's this one engraved. Is that right? Oh, boo. Boo for you not remembering me. Okay, yes, that one. And then there's going to be starlight all underneath. There's going to be one arc with a blocky bit. And then a blocky bit. That would be you. And then what we want, these are temporary, obviously. But we're going to have runed in a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I should probably just put you away for the time being. I should really get that enchant. You know which one I'm talking about. I'm just saying, I should really get it. You know which one I'm talking about. The one that makes me break blocks at normal speed while flying. So then we're going to want like 8 buckets of that. And then on top there. And that's it, right? Pretty sure that's it. Collector crystal there. Oh, wait, and we need the... in the corners go blocky and then QB. So this and then this on top of them. Like that. And that looks pretty cool. Nice. Okay. And then we're going to need to link him in a minute, but that should be everything. That looks good. Right? Okay. Let me go get my liquid starlight. Alright, so now you go here. We remove this, which should see a bunch of orange particle effects indicating that things are cool. We are going to bind you to this guy. Boom. And that's looking really fancy. Look how many orange particle effects are happening. That's telling me that things are getting faster. All right, so now we need to do the lens thing, right? So let's get pillars ready to go. So this looks like, sometimes hard to tell exactly what block, but I feel like that's there, right? And then you link back to this guy. Yes, lightning bolts equals good. Even as many times as I've done this in this Let's Play series, you'd think I'd get better at this, but, you know, that's dire. Lightning bolts are good. Yes, lightning bolts. And then where's the last one? Coming up here-ish, it looks like, on the top. Not you. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this. So that was that one there. That should be maxed out on speed now. Yeah? The particles out here aren't going quite as crazy, but yes, I think. So what's the resonator thingy say? Is he bigger area of effect again? Now that's fascinating. Why would you be a larger area of effect again? That doesn't make any sense. Why are you a larger area of effect? All right, so I think in this instance, we don't want these lenses. So unlink, unlink, unlink. I think this to be the case. Because what I'm learning... So I thought this was a bug. I went to Astral Sorcery's GitHub, and it's actually a bug report somebody else filed mentions the same thing. And their response was like, no, that's kind of intended. The crystal lenses do speed it up, but they also increase the radius, thereby nullifying kind of the speed up effect. So I think our best bet would be to do this. And then what it'll do is it'll run a lot quicker in the smaller area. So like, basically, I'm thinking each one of these pulses of light is its potential to convert stone into an ingot of some form, right? So theoretically, this should convert pretty quickly. It's not as quick as it used to be. It used to be bananas level. It's not bananas level anymore, which is a little bit of a bummer, but it's still pretty good. And it's literally just passive generation of ores, right? So we can absolutely automate this. All right, next thing to check out is the ritual anchor, because that is a thing that we want to do. So hey, look, my 3x3 of stone definitely converted into other stone, so that's good times. Nice. All right, cool. So let's do this. Let's get a little bit more stone. Okay. I'm gonna put away some other things that we don't super need no mores. That's old stone. We want stone. Yes. Excellent. And let's try messing with the ritual anchor. So I have to remember how the ritual anchor works, or if it's changed, because I don't think I've messed with it too much since the update. But ritual anchor, where are... There you are. Cool. Supporting structure for a ritual takes up a considerable space, an unfortunate necessity to channel starlight into a magical ritual. The Academy has devised a way to relocate the epicenter of the magical emanations from a ritual pedestal using a combination of linked anchors. By placing one anchor 5 meters above the pedestal, a linking tool can connect it to another anchor placed anywhere else in the same dimension. This will cause the linked anchor to function as the source of the effects, centering the magical ritual itself. Sweet. So if we were to do 5 blocks above, it says, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So does that go here? Not 100% sure. I guess we'll find out. Uber crystal, go back. Hey, what now? Where'd you go? Do you need a... Why would you break that? Oh, because you're in 5x5 mode? I thought that was in 3x3. My bad. So 5 blocks above. This so that does make sense that it would break. With you running. So if I were to bring you... and we were to link this to here. Ha! Beautiful. Look at that. Neato burrito. Now, do I see this with the Domic Resonator, dude? So I can't click on that, but if I click on this, will it show me that area? No, he still shows me that area. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it would be cool if it showed me this area. So that's probably a bug. Not the end of the world bug, obviously, but a bug nonetheless. Cool. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try right underneath the center of this guy. I'm going to get a building gadget. With smooth stone. We'll do something like this and see how it goes. That ain't bad. It's not as fast as it was last time I played with this ritual, by far. Remember last time it was like insta-tick. It was like, it was crazy. Bananas. But it's still pretty quick if you look at it. And it's 100% passive, by the way. So, not a big deal. Very cool. All right. So, not as fast as I was hoping for, but, you know, good enough nonetheless. I'd love to see some uranium show up in here. That would just make my life so much more exciting. What I'm going to do is spend a few minutes waiting for this to behave itself, and hopefully it shall, and we'll see if uranium shows up. Cool? So back in a minute to determine if this is going to be a useful mechanic for us. All right, so in looking at the config file for Astral and paying attention to this for a bit, it looks like it'll replace stone with any forge equivalent coal, iron, gold, lapis, redstone, diamond, or emerald. So that means no uranium from this. Yes for emerald and diamond, no for uranium, which is bummer number 2. So I'm not loving this setup. I mean, it's cool, and maybe... and I mean, it gets gold and redstone, which is definitely one of the things we were low on, but it's not bananas level, right, that I was hoping it to be. And also, it doesn't do any of the other ore types, so no copper, tin, or uranium, any of that stuff. So we could modify the config file to make that happen. I don't generally like modifying the configs in my world. I'd like to get the pack updated for that. So that's maybe something that we will try to effort, but I don't want to make any commitments to that because it might be trickier than it sounds. But yeah, so it's working, just not nearly as fast as it was in previous iterations of the Mineralis Ritual. Like, even during the day, it's working pretty quick. We could absolutely automate this and collect a decent amount of resources, but it's meh. It's definitely meh. Compared to what it used to be. Still good. Definitely could be automated. You know, we could figure something out for automating this, but I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know, we'll see. Let me think about it. Well, let's do this. Let's wrap up the episode here. I will think about whether or not I want to keep this, because it's definitely... I mean, it's sitting there passively generating ores, so there's that. I could look into environmental tech as a potential alternate path to making things happen. So environmental tech may get uranium, but I think before I go through the process of building an environmental tech setup for this whole thing, it might be beneficial to test that in a single-player world before I do that. But for now, let's wrap up the episode. So Dial20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and play a little bit more at finding a nice way to generate a lot of resources. If I can avoid mechanisms, digital miner, I will. But it's always a good fallback. It's always a nice, yeah, this will work. We'll figure it out, though. For now, take it easy.